Hi, Bill here. I'm gonna go kayaking in San Francisco. Gonna take off from City Kayak. So the tides look pretty good, a little bit fast, like 2 miles an hour should be okay. So City Kayak is great. I have a older model Epic V8 here. There's those guys there. I mean, this is like a really well-run business. Really happy about how helpful they are. And so this older model has an auto bailer that unless you go 4 miles per hour or faster, the cockpit fills up with water. So it's almost like exercise torture machine. It actually works out okay. There's not much volume in a Surfski. I'm not sure how much it's like. So anyway, really happy with these guys. Like I'm gonna wave at them here and say, hey, thanks a lot. Of course, they have to emphasize safety because a lot of the people that do this, it's their first time and they might not take things seriously. You see behind me there is the Bay Bridge. So what I'm going to do is go around this pier, this seawall here through the marina, and then I'm going to turn around and head towards the Bay Bridge. So let me check out right here. Oh yeah, and here I'm going to be going by Oracle Park where the Giants play. It is hugely popular here. In fact, a lot of the ferries only run to let people watch the games at Oracle Park. So we're coming up to a walk-along pier over by Oracle Park. There's just so much infrastructure there. So that, like, if you go watch a Giants game, you can just walk out on this pier, and you can kind of see, yeah, there's the park. You can listen to the games for free, but you can't see them. And some people just moor their boats there and just listen to the game. So you can see as I came around that pier, the sun and the cold fogged up my camera, and that's just part of it. You see, I'm actually doing quite a few miles here, and I think at one point I hit this wake, and it submerged my camera, my GoPro, and you know, that's kind of like, I don't think it messed up the video at all. But it's a good kind of show. You really have to have your balance. So you can see there's a lot of permanently parked boats there, and now I'm going under the Bay Bridge shadow. So you can come up and see the pylon. It'll be on the let's see, yeah, there it is. There's the pylon for the Bay Bridge. And now I'm kind of heading into a bunch of walkout on piers and Ferry Building. There's a ton of people there. So if you're shy, it's going to be tough. People are going to treat you like I don't know, a spectacle. They're going to photograph you. So I'm only going to do this once because I'm like a shy person. It's kind of a bucket list thing. So here I'm heading through the ferry area. You're not supposed to do this, but it's kind of a bucket list thing for me. So I'm just going to do this once and never again. So that's Gate G. That's the ferry. I think that goes to Alameda. And now I'm coming up on Gate B, which goes to Sausalito. Luckily, there's not too many people there. But yeah, definitely something you're not supposed to do. As long as I know what the ferries are doing, I think it's pretty safe. And if you don't see any bubbles behind them, they're just parking and loading, and then it's pretty safe. And I'm in the front, and they never go to this spot. But I'm only going to do this once. When I head back, I'm going to be out in the bay. So anyway, great bucket list item, and I'm not sure which pier this one is. Because I'm narrating this after the fact, and it's kind of fun. I'm also kind of worried that someone will like be tempted to throw like something at me off the pier, so I'm kind of keeping an eye on that. Also, people are fishing there, so you have to avoid their lines. Yeah, I got a keel, so even if I miss the line, the keel could catch it. So I'm going alongside, yeah, one of the ferries there. They're really nice. These double hull things are like super stable. They don't rock at all. They carry a ton of bicycles. Yeah, I really like those. They have some monohull ones I don't like as much. They kind of rock and pitch, and yeah, I kind of don't like them. They're kind of old. So I'm rounding around this guy. So that finishes up the area where the ferries are. And let's see, I'm going to go all the way to, I think, Pier 27, but they're not really sequential. The piers like start over. So I actually like hugging the pier because that's like, it keeps you away from boat traffic because no boat's going to get that close to stuff like that. So you're pretty safe if you stay there. I think at one point, yeah, so that's the monohull coming in. Those guys are weird. Like they come in, they back out again, they come in, they back out. They only run on the weekends. So I don't like those because I don't know what they're going to do. So now you can see behind me there's the paddle wheel boat. That's another kind of recreational touristy thing you can do. There's a water taxi I recommend. There's all kinds of fun things you could do. So again, I'm shooting under another walkway. Um, like again, I want to stay close to shore because if I fall in, I can always like swim back. So I like the idea of the kind of like if you go out in the middle of the bay, it's I don't know what happens. So you can see the Bay Bridge behind me, and of course I'm having a blast. This is like a total bucket list thing for me. So coming out, I'm actually hitting up to 8.5 miles per hour with the tide. The tide's going out. It's weird in that the water piles up. So the closer you get to the Golden Gate, the faster the tide is, because the whole bay piles up behind it. You kind of see there's a lot of different things, and that guy there was weird, man. He just like paused, and then suddenly he just cut in front of me. Just no indication what that guy's going to do. So, you kind of gotta, just avoid them altogether, right? Don't try to figure out what they're going to do. So I'm heading out. So I'm thinking kind of like good place to turn around. I'm a little concerned about getting overtired because of the tides are running at 2 miles an hour. So if you can paddle, if the tides are fast and you're only, you're paddling against it at 1 miles per hour, you're going to get really tired. And that can be kind of risky. Kind of see Angel Island there, Alcatraz, some of the stuff behind me. I also passed by Princess Cruise Lines and Disney Cruise Lines, and those ships are huge. So kind of heading back. I'm going to shoot out and avoid the ferry. So I'm going to go out into the bay a little bit here. Still having a blast. Still like really enjoying myself. And you see some swells here. Actually, swells aren't scary at all because they're so gradual. Even though they're huge, you don't really, they don't shake you up that much. So there's the Exploratorium, a really cool museum. Yeah, just so many cool things on these piers. So much touristy stuff and also like permanent stuff. So back onto the walkway, and now I think I'm getting close to the ferry. So I'm just going to shoot out into the bay, kind of avoid the whole thing. And oh yeah, I'm going to check out. I decided to shoot into this cove and check out all the historic boats there, and also kind of look at things. So yeah, I already kind of went by the Bay Bridge here. So you can see Treasure Island, which is halfway to Oakland. And actually, what I'm going to do is today I was going to head back to City Kayak and Pier 40, and then I was going to head back out again. But the battery only on this cheap GoPro only lasts an hour, so I'm just going to fix a few things up and head back out again and go down. Anyway, see you.